Okay, welcome everyone. So today I'm going to be covering the fundamentals of SEO. And I know SEO sounds like this very complicated, very techy, kind of nerdy, geeky type of thing, but it's not. It's really not. It's actually very simple. And I'm going to explain the fundamentals. Obviously, there's more to it, but I'm just going to explain the fundamentals because if I get into too many details, it's just going to be very overwhelming. And to be honest, you don't need to know everything about SEO. You don't need to know all these little technical details because there's only about 80% of SEO if- is in this video. Once I explain that, you don't need to know all these other extra things, at least from my experience. Okay, so let me explain. So how does SEO work? So SEO is basically stands for search engine optimization, but the way it works is it's basically just Google, right? So it's a way for people to find business and find, let's say you run a business, right, or a company or whatever you run. It's a way for people to find out information and to reach you. So maybe someone is looking for how to lose weight, or they might be looking, if they're looking for something, right, they're looking for this specific thing. You can assume that they're trying to lose weight. Maybe they're overweight, they want to lose weight, but that's what they're trying to look for. So the way SEO works is the better you kind of, I guess, optimize your website and your pages for SEO, the more likely you're able to appear for where people are searching, right? So this is especially useful for people that own businesses because if you optimize your website so that people are searching for something specific, then they can find you and they can become a customer potentially or a client for your business, right? So if let's say for this example, how to lose weight, you might be a personal trainer, you might be a gym. Now, if you create a very informative article on how to lose weight, then you can start ranking on Google. And the better you rank, the more traffic your website page gets. And if you just think about it in simple terms, the more people that visit your website, that means the higher likelihood that you would get customers for your business. That's basically SEO in a nutshell. That's how it works. So Google's purpose is to help the searcher find what they want. For example, they might be looking for an answer to a specific question, they might be looking for a restaurant nearby, or maybe they're just looking for a specific website page. So the benefit for businesses is that they can use SEO to put their website where people are searching directly for them. So maybe someone is looking for maybe someone wants to go out with the family, right? So they might type in something like Japanese restaurant nearby. Maybe they feel like having Japanese food. They type Japanese food nearby, and they can find a business that's using SEO that is optimizing their website for a certain key phrase like Japanese restaurant nearby. Or maybe it's a teenager, maybe someone who plays basketball. They're looking for basketball shoes. So if you're an e-commerce brand or you're someone who sells basketball shoes, then you can target that specific keyword. That's how SEO works. It The way it works is it targets very specific keywords. So what businesses try to do is they compete, okay? Because obviously the higher you rank on Google, the more people are going to visit your website. Okay, most searchers don't scroll to page 2 of Google. Most of them stay on the top 3 to 5 results. So anyone that goes past the first 5 results, they're going to have much less traffic. Right? Okay, and the way Google works is Google promotes good content. So if you have a new website and it has very poorly written content that doesn't match the search intent, which I'll explain later, Google is not going to rank you, which means you're going to get less people visiting your website, which is going to mean you're going to get less potential customers. That's how SEO works. Okay, so search intent is very important. Okay, Google's algorithm depends on meeting the search intent properly so that people continue to use Google. This gives advertisers an opportunity to pay for ads which funds Google. Okay, so businesses basically, instead of doing SEO and spending a lot of time doing SEO, a lot of businesses just choose to pay Google directly so that they can rank number one. They can rank in the top few positions for a very specific keyword. And you'll see this when you type in a very specific keyword. In many cases, you'll see people that are running ads because they're trying to target this very specific search term. And so search intent is very important. Okay, if someone is searching for buy, maybe they're searching for buy apple, and they see a website page about actually buying apples. It isn't matching search intent because Google prioritizes the majority of searches to Apple products, which matches the search intent. So if you're typing in buy Apple, most of the time you'll see ads for Apple, like Apple laptops, actually Apple laptops. You don't really see ads for Apples, because most of the time when people are typing in buy Apple, they're actually looking for the laptop or an Apple iPhone. So Google's algorithm is very smart. It knows what people are searching for. It's a very like, I don't know. Google's, they're just smart people. They know how to create all this tech stuff, so they know how to target very specific search terms, and they understand the search intent. Okay, so that's how that works. Now, there's two different types of intents. There's informational intent, which is people that are looking for specific information. So maybe they're typing in into Google, how to lose weight. And then there's purchase intent, which is people that are actually looking to make a purchase straight away. Maybe they're looking for something, maybe they're searching for where to hire a personal trainer. Obviously, that's, you know, just based off what they're typing in, you can tell that they're actively looking to hire someone pretty soon. Okay, or maybe not pretty soon, but they're looking to hire someone. That's the point. Okay, so the way that you can kind of use SEO is you can identify what their intent is, and then you can create the content based on their intent. So usually, in most cases, the keywords that have high purchase intent, they would be very competitive, and they would have a lot of businesses paying directly for ads because they're very high demand keywords. Whereas these that are more informational, it would be basically more informational content, kind of just to build up brand awareness. And so let me explain how to actually do SEO. So 80 to 90% of SEO is actually just writing content and content creation. That's basically it. If you can create good content, you don't have to worry about all the technical stuff like alt tags, meta descriptions, 301 redirects. That stuff isn't really important. The only other things that I would say are important from my experience would be sitemap, which you have to submit so that Google actually crawls your website, and then no index. You want to remove this from all the pages that you want Google to basically rank. If you can, if you know these two things and you can create good content, then you basically have SEO. You basically know how to do SEO. Okay, so that's basically SEO in a nutshell. So keyword research is quite an important part of SEO because you have to know what sort of keywords that people are going to be relevant, that people search for, that are going to be relevant to your business. Usually these might be very high search volume. Like usually the best ones would be high search volume, low competition, but these ones are very rare. So in most cases, keywords will have very high search volume, and usually these would have the most amount of competition. I mean, it's basically supply and demand, right? So the more search volume something has, the more people are going to be trying to compete for that keyword, and that means that the more expensive it is to bid on that keyword. For example, if you have a keyword like office rentals, or something like office lease, you will see that the cost per click for that keyword is very high because that keyword is worth a lot to businesses. But if you have a keyword for something like, I don't know, like how to do a handstand, it's not going to be very high competition. I can guarantee that. So usually the ones that have a lot of competition, those are usually the purchase keywords, the ones with purchase intent. The ones that are not as high search volume, they would be more informational intent. But these are still good keywords to use. That doesn't mean you can't use these keywords. You can still use them, and these are good for building brand awareness. So that's how that works. So for example, right, let's say you're a personal trainer. The keyword for how to lose weight would be very high competition, and there will be a lot of businesses trying to compete for this keyword, and and as a result of that, it's going to cost a lot of money to run ads for that keyword. Whereas, if it's a very specific keyword like how to lose weight for busy moms, or 5 exercises to lose weight, that might be a less competition, and it'd be easier to rank for that keyword. So usually niche keywords have less competition. Okay, now this is all the technical stuff to do with SEO, having H1 tags, H2 tags. That's very obvious. I'm not even going to explain that, but it's basically just having proper headings. Obviously, you want to have a big heading, for example, how to optimize, and then you might have a heading like tags that might be H2. So H1 would be the main heading, H2 would be tags, H3 would be more information about tags. The main thing to remember about SEO is to keep it very, very organized. That's basically it. Okay. Meta descriptions, that's just a fancy name for description of the website page. Links, you want to have links to other pages on your website, as well as other useful resources, even other website pages. You want to do this because it helps to build up your SEO. Basically, if you have any images or photos, you want to have alt tags that basically just describes the image. Website structure, like I mentioned before, just keep it very organized. So fruits, apples, granny apples, you see how that's very organized. Whereas if you have something like fruits and then it just goes to granny apples, then it's not very organized. Okay, so you want to keep the website structure very organized. Robots.txt, that's just something that you can use to. I think it's something to do with indexing the page. I don't even remember. Like that, it's not that important, to be honest. Obviously, you have to know it. You can always Google these things, but I'm just covering the basics. So hreflang, that's for language conversion. So if you have like a global website, then you want to use hreflang tags just to basically translate the page when it comes to different countries. So let's say your website is global, and you have a Spanish version, then you want to convert that to Spanish. HTTPS, that's just I don't even know. That's just basically Oh, I forgot to mention, you need to have an SSL certificate. That's basically what HTTPS is, I think. It's something that ensures that your website is secure. Website speed, obviously you want to make sure that the website is up to speed. You don't want that website to be very slow, because if your website is very slow, people that are gonna visit the website, and it's gonna take too long, and they're gonna click away, and they're gonna go to a different website. Schema markup, that's basically just so it's like code to basically describe your website. The different. It's basically code to describe the content on the website. So maybe you have some photos. You just describe that this is a photo of something. You might have a video. You describe this as a video, but basically it's something you use to describe what your website's about. Okay. Now, a very important part of SEO is backlinks. Backlinks is basically links from other pages that go to your website. Now, kind of Google uses backlinks to decide how relevant and how much authority your website page has. So if your website page is getting a lot of backlinks, it's basically kind of think of it like followers. Okay, if someone has a lot of followers, then that person has a lot of authority. It's the same thing with websites. If a website has a lot of backlinks, that means that it has a lot of authority, and the more authority it has, the more likely it's going to rank on Google. So, so it's important in order to boost your SEO ranking, that you should have a lot of backlinks. Now, in most cases, when you try to reach out to these different websites and ask for backlinks, in most cases, they're going to ask you to pay. So it's better off just creating good content and just doing that, and instead of trying to pay to advertise on all these different website pages. Some of them, if you decide that it's worth doing, it's getting a lot of relevant traffic, and you think it's worth paying for, then that's fine. But a lot of these pages, they're just pretty much spam blogs, and they get a lot of pointless traffic. So it's important to understand where the traffic comes from. And then if you're a local business, like if you're an electrician or you're a plumbing business, then it makes a lot of sense to use directories to boost your backlink profile. Okay, but that's basically it. That's basically SEO in a nutshell.